Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. It's time for a chit chat. Get ready with me. So I'm going to put makeup on my face and talk to you about a random topic that popped into my head this morning that I'm thinking about. So the dogs are in the room with me. You might hear them horsing around in the background. This isn't meant to be a tutorial or anything like that. So I'm just going to list the makeup that I am piling on my face in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out if you're curious about what I am putting on this situation for today. All right, so you guys, I think that I have adult onset ADD. I feel like that's really the only explanation for my brain and the way that it's behaving currently. Now, I have not made it any secret that I have had some struggles over the last, it's been probably a couple years where I've just really kind of struggled with being in a great mood all the time. Lots of things have happened, and it's life, right? Like, life comes at you at a million miles an hour sometimes, it seems like, and so it can be a lot to keep up with mentally. And I'm lucky, I guess, in that because of my education background, I went to school to become a social worker, so I'm very familiar with mental health and struggles with it, and how important it is to get help and to, just talk and feel like you are being heard, that you feel like you're seen, that you have resources to reach out to help you with whatever it is that you're dealing with. So, but I think that this thing that I'm experiencing is very different from that, and it's something that I feel like kind of started after I had Stella and has been progressively getting worse, I guess. And I think this thing is that I feel like I'm getting adult onset ADD, and it's super frustrating. It's really frustrating. Now, Stella, my beloved little girl, she has actually been diagnosed with ADHD. So the reason that I'm kind of thinking that I have the ADD is because a lot of the things that I see in Stella, I have noticed in myself over the last decade. Stella's 10 now, so just things that I've noticed in her over the last 10 years. Now, Stella is, we have her in all sorts of support for this. So she's being very well taken care of, but this isn't about her. I really, in looking at a lot of her behaviors and the way that she thinks and the way that she processes, I see so much of myself. And this is it's really interesting to me because when I was growing up, one of my brothers had a really, I guess you could say, solid case of ADHD. My brother Florian gave my mom a run for her money. He was not an easy child, and honestly, it made growing up kind of hard because his behavioral issues really affected me as well. And I was fine with it. He's my brother. I loved him, and I was willing to, support him in whatever way he needed. But it was draining, right? So, but when I started noticing a lot of things that I noticed in my brother and Stella, we went and we saw a psychologist and we went through all the testing and all that, and they're like, oh yeah, this is a thing. So, and I do think that I believe there is a genetic component to it, so I'm not entirely surprised that she has it. And quite frankly, I feel like while Craig never was diagnosed as a child, I'm pretty sure based on the way that his mother talks about him as a child that he probably had it too. So, and maybe still to some degree now still hasn't. Craig can be exhausting. I love him so much, but yeah, this man has the energy of a herd of wild horses. So anyway, I have noticed that since giving birth to Stella, my brain has really never like worked the same. And there's a lot of things that change in your body when you have a kid, right? Like hormones, and you're growing a human being, it's going to affect your body. And I was lucky enough to be able to do it once. We chose to only have one child. That was a deliberate choice. First off, I never even saw myself with one child for the longest time. And then I was like, oh yeah, I would like to have a child. And then when we had her, I was like, this is perfect. This is what I feel like I want in my life, what I feel like I need, and I'm good with one. Some people want 4 kids. Some people want no kids, which by the way, also great. And some people just want 1 kid. So anyway, after having her, my brain I put it on like postpartum, right? Like I just was forgetful. My brain was going like 100 miles an hour, just thinking about every little thing. And I really thought it was like, just again, postpartum and learning to be a new mom and having to take on more responsibilities. I was definitely working. I was running a wedding planning company with a girlfriend at the time that I had Stella, and I was just finally leaving my full-time job at the time. So I was running a full-time wedding planning business. I had a full-time job. So it was a lot, right? So I left the full-time job and just did the wedding stuff. And that was great. But I still was like struggling to constantly keep up. And over the years, it has progressively gotten worse to the point where I feel like there is this train in my head that just goes and goes and goes, and I can't stop it. And I actually got that analogy from Stella because she says that is what it feels like inside of her head. It's a train that's racing around, and she wants to get on the train and like pay attention and be able to do all the things that she's supposed to. This is so insightful of my kid. I have such a smart kid. I am just amazed by her every single day. She wants to get on this train, but she cannot stop the train and get on. She can't do it. And I looked at her and I said, Stella, Mom's brain feels the exact same way. And she was just like, it's awful, right? And I said, it is. And I'm really sorry that that's what your brain feels like. And so, Stella has so much support. She has support in school. She sees a behavioral counselor who does this amazing art therapy with her. Stella's like an artist, so she really responds to art therapy. And so watching her go to this therapy every single week, I just started thinking like, oh my gosh, I might need this to help slow my brain down. Because it's exhausting, you guys. I have so much stuff that is constantly like popping up in my head, and I feel like I cannot control it. And it's really bizarre for me because I remember a very big chunk of my life having full control over everything mentally. Like I was able to get through college, get really good grades. Like it wasn't difficult for me to study. It wasn't hard for me to like process information. And I can't, guys, I can't do that anymore. Not efficiently in any kind of way. And it's so frustrating, especially because of my just natural personality type, which is I'm a little bit of a control freak, right? Like very type A, hyper organized, really need things to go in a certain way. I am a creature of habit. I do the same things every single day. I really kind of work best that way. And I am struggling to even like keep up with my daily tasks. I start a project and then I see like the other 75 projects that I'm also supposed to stay on top of. And I cannot focus on the one that I am trying to accomplish. Nothing is getting done anymore. It's so exhausting. For example, so right now, for whatever stupid reason, I am locked out of my business email account. It's driving me crazy, but I cannot sit down to, I called GoDaddy and I, figured out what I need to do. I have it written down, but I cannot sit down and collect the paperwork that I need to collect, scan it into the computer to go through this process where I prove that, yes, this is my email account. I have to go through this email recovery account situation, right? I don't know why. I'm very annoyed by this situation. I need to get it fixed because I have not been able to log into my work email for 2 weeks now. I don't know how many inquiries are in there. I don't know how many potential clients. I'm not doing weddings. I don't mind not getting back to the wedding clients, but I'm still doing other things with my business. Maybe there's a funeral. Probably missed a couple funerals. I don't know. But I cannot sit down and focus on the task because it is so insanely overwhelming to me that it makes me want to almost cry. And it is the most frustrating thing for someone who in the past has always prided herself on being punctual, being efficient, being effective with everything that I do, like being successful with most of the things that I have tackled in my life. To not have any of that stuff happening anymore is so disappointing. It is maddening. It makes me sad, makes me overwhelmed, and it just perpetuates this cycle in my head of why can you not just sit down and do this stuff? So I think I have definitely come to a point where I think I need to go get some help for this. I have so much empathy for people who struggle with, a lot of things that can go on with your head, but especially those who struggle with the adult ADD, the adult ADHD, if that's what you have. It's right now, my brain is going in a totally different direction, and I just lost my train of thought. And I don't know why. I am sitting here focused on this task. I find that multitasking is the way that I used to basically just get everything done. And it's not really that effective for me. I need to do one thing at a time and literally not think of anything else, because otherwise nothing gets done. And I'm just wondering how many of you deal with this. I'm curious what your coping mechanisms are. If you're someone who has this awful condition, let me know what it is that you do. I have a game plan in place for myself, so don't think that I am just talking about this and then not gonna address it at all. I need to address it because I cannot live this way. I'm just not happy. And that is not acceptable to me because I don't have a reason to not be content with my life. I am very blessed. I have an amazing husband who is so supportive. I have an amazing kid who is incredibly bright and is going to do great things with her life. I have a lot of really great hobbies. I have adorable dogs that just they bring me so much joy. I just don't feel like there's a reason for me to not be content with everyday life. And right now, I don't feel content with it because I feel like I have no control over the way that my brain is working. And it is really frustrating. And I need to get it sorted out. So yeah, I've got a game plan in place. Believe me, this will not be something that is gonna keep going this way because it cannot. I need to be able to wake up in the morning and start my day. And that's another thing. I feel like my sleep has been a little bit more chaotic as well. And I just don't think that I get like super great rest anymore, which I think then exacerbates the problem of not being able to have like any type of thought that is productive throughout my day. I just want to be able to get up, adhere to my little schedule, because again, I am a creature of habit, and that is how I feel the most productive and the most successful, is when I have a game plan in place every single day and I just go for it and I get crap done. Like that's what I want to do. I just want to like get stuff done and go about my merry way. And you know, then again, life is never perfect. So, you know, I'm not implying that I should never have like anything to worry about or concerns or anything like that. But I'd like to be able to deal with problems in a constructive, like efficient way as they arise, versus like looking at a simple issue like having my email go down and just like having to ignore it, because when I look at it, it makes my brain just go like, I really see now how my brother felt going through school. I see now how Stella feels in school sometimes, and that is not fun, you guys. If you've never dealt with something like this, it's really, truly exhausting and frustrating, and I'm over it, and I'm gonna go and do something about it. I really need to. I don't know that I'm the kind of person that wants to go down the medication route for myself. I am a big believer in behavioral therapy, so I feel like that might be the route that I take. But yeah, I'm going to be asking Stella's therapist for a referral. She works mostly with children, so plus, I don't know, I feel like it would be weird to see the same person that Stella does. Like, you know, when I go, I want to be able to like focus on my own stuff, because I know for me, because I'm such like not overly involved mom, but you know, like it's your kid, right? Like I would probably spend more time wanting to talk about Stella than, you know, working on my own stuff. So anyway, all right. In the interest of actually getting through the rest of this makeup, I'm going to put on some liner really quickly and some mascara, and I'm going to come back and round out this freight train of thoughts that I just spit out. And I'm back. Fun fact, I almost walked out of this room to make myself another cup of coffee and work on that whole like getting my email back project, spacing the fact that I need to finish this video. Anyway, here's some mascara. What a difference that makes, right? Also eyeliner, huge difference. What should we do for lips today? Millennial or baby? Millennial or baby? Let's do millennial. Let's do a little pink. This is the Merit Signature Lipstick. That's such a pretty color, right? It's like your lips, but pinker and better. The Merit Signature Lip Lightweight Lipstick in Millennial. What a pretty color. I love this one. Baby is my favorite though. Okay, so in conclusion, my brain doesn't work right anymore. I'm going to get it figured out somehow, some way, because I would really like to get back to where I was years ago, which was just being a lot more efficient with my daily life. I miss being an efficient human being, so I'll get back there. All right, have a great rest of your day. Let me know, again, down below if you deal with this. When did it come on? Was there a trigger? For me, I think it was having a kid. It's like a switch, and it just has progressively gone downhill. So those of you that have been with me for a while, I feel like you've probably seen the progression of it, but I don't know. I try to be a little bit more organized when I do this, and honestly, having this YouTube channel is a huge part of sort of keeping that like sanity for myself, because it's just a consistent hobby that I've done for a really long time, and I feel like it forces me to kind of think a little harder maybe, or to try to like organize my thoughts a little bit more. I know it doesn't always come across that way, but I'm trying. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. Check out the description box down below for everything that I put on my face. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and subscribe if you're new, if you can deal with this. Have a good day. Toodaloo.